Now, this is the world that we live in. There are three main issues, core issues that is happening in the world right now. Inflation, slavery, which I'm going to explain later, and disease or health. Firstly, with inflation, it's no funny joke now that we've experienced the rise of groceries, the rise of cost of living. Everything has risen. And for those who said inflation is a scam or is a lie, you just shut up and just dig a hole in your ass. Okay? So watch the video over here. Now it's insane, right? During the 1970s, one person in the household could work and could pay off a house, could pay off a car. Whereas nowadays, you need two working people in the household, but they couldn't even buy a house. They couldn't even buy for groceries. That's the sad thing of inflation. Now, because of this problem that is happening, people started to work more. Now, this is what I call modern slavery. Let's watch a video right here where this guy explains why modern slavery is such a oblivious problem that not many people know and not many people are aware of.
And you know what's the craziest part? One of my favorite quotes is by Harriet Tubman, and she said, "I would have freed thousands of more slaves if they only knew they were slaves." And unfortunately, people have no idea that they're walking through life as a sheep because they've been conditioned to think so. Do you realize that if you take a pasture and you take away all the walls and you just create a gate and you walk the first sheep through it, all the other sheep will walk through that same gate even though there is no barriers holding them within? That's what's going on in society right now. People don't think for themselves. People don't operate at a level in which is going to change their life. They have no idea. People are in modern day slavery. We can't keep them in shackles. We'll keep them in debt and at a job and in front of the screen. You got to realize like that's what's going on. We got to go free people because they have no idea. And people need us right now more than ever. You're not giving people some business to make some money. You can change their entire life. You can't keep this in anymore.
Just like quote says, Harriet says, I would rather free 1,000 slaves only if they know they were slaves. Now, why is it called modern slavery? People are bound with time. Left side employee, remember? They trade time for money. So they're bound from their 9 to 5. They don't know because they're already domesticated right from the 20th century to 21st century. They're all trained that, oh, actually working in the 9 to 5 is good. I like working in the 9 to 5. I enjoy working 9 to 5. It's a standard job that people do. Whereas when people advocate something like, oh, freedom, I want to be rich. I want to go somewhere, financial freedom, time freedom. People will say, oh, don't listen to them. It's a scam. Just work from 9 to 5. Why? Because the mindset, because they're brought up that way. It's not their fault. Just like in the video mentions, if one sheep goes through that gate where there is no barriers or borders, many people will follow. And we in Beungharcom, we are that one sheep who goes through that gate. We are that example because we're trying to help people from the left side to the right side. Because I've experienced living on the left side, and it sucks. Now to summarize, because of inflation, people are working their ass off, leading to modern slavery. Working too hard led to mental illness, physical illness, and all other illnesses out there. That's why diseases are really skyrocketed over this past few years. Scratch COVID out of the door. If you see this graph over here, that leading cost of death, I repeat, the leading cost of death is heart disease. Now, what is the cause and symptoms of heart disease? You guessed it, mostly lifestyle. Eating junk food, not sleeping well. You can search your own. You can have an educated research on heart disease. Secondly is COVID, we can't avoid COVID. But if you see self-harm, drug use, that is the result of mostly pressure from society, mostly dealing with mental health issues. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a huge expert in mental health, but just seeing here, this is the world that we live in. Mental health issues is on the roof. health issues is on the roof. Now, how should we solve all this? How should we help people to transition from the left side to the right side? Now, this is why 73% of the people are on the left side. Their mindset is not right. And second, this is the reality of where we live in.